Good morning, everyone. In this video, we are going to see about Coulomb's law and its application. So, Coulomb's law states that force between two point charges Q1 and Q2 is along the line joining them, and it's directly proportional to the product of two charges and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. So, force is a vector, so it has direction also. So the direction of the force is along the line joining between the two charges. So this Coulomb's law has been applied in the calculation of electric field intensity, and Coulomb's law can be applicable to the line charge, surface charge, or volume charge present in different configurations of charges. So mathematically, the Coulomb's law can be written in this way: F is equal to F is proportional to Q1 Q2 divided by R square, where K is the proportionality constant. When you add this proportionality constant, then F is equal to K into Q1 Q2 divided by R square, where K is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. So the Coulomb's law is written as Q1 Q2 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught R square. So R is nothing but the distance between the two charges. So now we are considering two charges which are located at R1 and R2 distance from the origin. So the Q1 charge is located R1 distance from the origin, and Q2 is located R2 distance from the origin. We need this vector R12. We are going to calculate the force on Q2 due to Q1. So this is along the line joining Q1, Q2. So it is called as F12. Similarly, the force on Q1 due to Q2 also can be found in this direction. So these two forces are existing in nature, but they are in opposite direction and the same magnitude. So R12 is equal to R2 minus R1. We know that by applying the vector addition rule, we can find the distance between the two charges. And the unit vector along this R vector is R12 divided by modulus of R12. So this is the expression for Coulomb's law: Q1, Q2, 4 pi epsilon naught R square into AR12. AR12 gives the direction of the force along the distance vector. So R12, we can find it as R2 minus R1. So here we have R12 divided by modulus of R12. So this modulus of R square and modulus of R12, we can make it as R cube, modulus of R12 cube, and R12 is R2 minus R1. So all substitution if you make, then you can find the force acting on Q2 due to Q1. Okay. Similarly, force on Q1 due to Q2 also can be found. Suppose if you have n number of charges, okay, if there are n number of charges which are located at distances R1, R2 up to Rn, the force on charge Q due to charges Q1, Q2 up to Qn located at distance R is given by superposition principle. Okay, so if there are n charges and we are having a charge Q, and what is the force on this charge due to the other charges? It can be found by superposition principle. So this is the superposition principle, that is the force due to Q1 force due to Q2, force due to Qn upon Q. So we have to add all these things, and simply we can write summation of K is equal to 1 to N Qk R minus Rk divided by R minus Rk whole cube. And from this definition, we can find or we can define the electric field intensity. Electric field intensity is nothing but force per unit charge. Suppose if you have a 1 coulomb of charge in free space or in a dielectric medium. So what is the force on this 1 coulomb of charge due to the other charges, which will give the electric field intensity on that point due to the charges. So this is the definition for electric field intensity, and it is measured by the unit volt per meter. So electric field intensity is due to the static charges or point charges can be written like this. E is equal to Q by 4 pi epsilon naught R square AR. So this is the source charge, and we are measuring the field at a distance of R, at a distance of R, and in that field point we have assumed 1 coulomb of charge. So that force acting on 1 coulomb of charge due to this source charge Q is defined as electric field intensity. Suppose if you have n number of charges, okay, and we have to apply the superposition principle here. So here we have n number of charges, and we are measuring the field at this point. Then we have to apply the superposition principle in order to find the total electric field intensity. Okay, so you have to assume this Q is 1 coulomb. Whenever you are assuming this Q as 1 coulomb, then the force is equal to electric field intensity. I hope you have understood this concept, and this is the basic one, how to calculate the electric field intensity due to the point charges. We can have videos for electric field intensity calculation due to the line charge, surface charge, and volume charge. Okay, thank you.